Shalom. First and foremost, I want to say Kal Halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakal Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And salutations to the elect, pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. I just wanted to do a video on this interview here that one of the brothers sent in the chat. Brother Kazak sent this into the chat, and I was watching this, and with Jake in the industry, in the entertainment industry, if you don't already know, you should know by now, okay? But if you don't, man, all those athletes, movie stars, actors, actress, they're all defiled creatures, okay? These are all homosexuals, okay? They're all transgender. They got transgenders in there, okay? And this one is particularly on LL Cool J. And it says LL Cool J and Mr. C's. And it says, put on blast by transgender author. So LL Cool J and Mr. C's are put on blast by transgender author Tony Newman, Hip Hop Exposed. So basically, it just goes in. This interview goes into what these movie stars and music artists, okay, these rap stars and hip hop stars, what they're really about, okay, and what they really get down with and what they really do, behind the scenes. Because this is the stuff this is what our people are, this is what 2/3 of Israel is really doing when they sell their soul. Those guys out there, they've sold their soul to Esau, and this is what they do to get down. So anyways, I'm going to play the video, and I'm going to pull scriptures out, within the video. And, yeah.
Bisexual. I've heard that from people who work for Bad Boy, who have now departed. Gays who were in Bad Boy, who have in fact told that he likes women.
Right there, that's an Israelite, and that's a disgrace, a complete disgrace. As you can see, this is a transgender, right? That's a complete disgrace. And earlier you were hearing this abomination talking about P. Diddy and how, at P. Diddy's parties, he frequently invites homosexuals, mo's and owls, and gets down with them too.
So he would in fact have to be bisexual. I've heard Sean Combs is in fact bisexual. From people who used to work in his company.
And there's no such thing as bisexual. That's just confusion, all right? Well, if you're a woman and you have slept with another woman or attempted to sleep with another woman, has lied with another woman, like you would with a man, that is, you're a lesbian, which really, you would be a full-blown lesbian. There is no bisexual, okay? A better term for that is abomination. Same thing with a male, okay? This bisexual nonsense is just confusion. If you sleep with a man as with a woman, okay? If you lay with man as you would with, if you lay with mankind as you would with a woman, that is a full-blown Mo and an owl, all right? A full-blown homosexual, which is, like I said, an abomination according to the scriptures. And you know what? Let me actually get that. Let's get that just to back up my point. So this is Leviticus 18 and 22. It says, thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is abomination. Straight into the point, man. So there's no such thing as bisexual or anything like that. You lay with a man. If you sleep with a man, you're an abomination. Let me read the 21st verse. It says, and thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire of Molech, Neither shalt thou profane the name of thy power. I am the Lord Yahweh. And that's also what our people are into. All right, 2/3 of our people are into sacrifices. All right, and Moloch was a god, a false was a god that our people were serving. And if I'm not mistaken, was the god of Egypt, one of the gods of Egypt, and our people were sacrificing their children even back then. All right, suffering them to pass through the fire to worship Moloch. All right, when you in today's time, our people are doing the same thing, man. In those in the higher in those in Hollywood, okay, over there in Hollywood, they sacrifice to get up into that place, man, and to obtain more money. They have to sacrifice family members and other people that they know, right? That's what Esau requires from them, because that's the God Esau serves. All right. If you're gonna go up in Esau's kingdom and you want to live a certain kind of lifestyle, okay, you want to live it up in Esau's kingdom, well, you're gonna have to do what Esau says, and you're gonna have to serve Esau's power, or Esau's false god, I should say. All right. Yeah, so it goes on to say, thou shalt not lie with mankind as thou lie with a womankind, is an abomination. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion. Defile not yourselves in any of these things, for it is for in all these the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you. And right now, 2/3 of Israel is cast out before the Most High, because they're going to be destroyed. Okay, they're going to be destroyed pursuing Zechariah 13's chapter around the 8th verse, that he will cut off 2/3 of Israel, and the 1/3 he shall try them and pass them through the fire, as gold is furnace in the fire of, right, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity, right? So that's the 2/3 of Israel. They're gonna come back in the kingdom, but they're gonna be destroyed first on this side, right? Because they're into all of this, right? They're into everything that I'm reading about right now. Okay, let me go back to that video.
I'm assuming I've not had sex with Sean Combs. I've not spoke to Sean Combs. But based on those sources, I've heard he's in fact bisexual. This is Tony Newman, and you're watching That's Hot. In my book, the memoir I Rise, published in April 2011, I mention rapper, actors, producers, and some of those that I have spoke publicly on is LL Cool J. I met as a street prostitute 15, 16 years ago.
See that? Baby girl was she or whatever this thing is said that this abomination said they met LL Cool J as a street prostitute 15 years ago, right?
The encounter with LL Cool J was a one-time encounter. I serviced LL Cool J. I knew it was LL Cool J, and he knew, in fact, I was transgender. It was like any other encounter I had. I got paid. I performed the service.
See?
Thank you. Never spoke again. We didn't text, email, call.
And you could tell just by the spirit that this creature here is not lying, because it was a straightforward transaction, if you will. Okay, they got into the van. It knew it was LL Cool J. It like it said, and then it performed a service LL Cool J, got paid, left, and never spoke again. Now, this is while this thing was a transgender. Yo, so, oh my goodness, man, that is just deranged. Okay, that's deranged stuff. But this is LL Cool J's a Jake, but he's a 2/3, and this is what they get down with, man. This is what they do up in those up in Hollywood, up in America there, up in Hollywood. For all that fame and money that they do shit like this because they got demons on them. They sold their souls So now those vessels are inhabited and infested with demons, right?
We didn't exchange any numbers or contact information. I never saw him again. I saw Eddie Murphy 15, 16 years ago pick up friends of mine on that street block in New York City.
Hey boy, you look mighty cute in them jeans.
Jake's
Eddie
wicked,
Murphy
man.
was on the strip during that time, come out a lot, and he not only recruited but paid very well several transgender friends of mine who I saw get in his car
More
and also
transgender.
saw them get out his car with several $100s. So I know for a fact Eddie Murphy, ever since '96, has been utilizing transgender prostitutes.
You hear that?
Did he ever tell him? Did he ever tell him to keep?
You hear that? You know, hey, these guys have been utilizing transgender prostitutes. Now, let me get a scripture, man. Let me get a scripture. Okay. Romans chapter 1. Let me start. Okay. Let me start at verse 23. Okay, let me start at 22. Romans 1 and 22. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools and changed the glory of the uncorruptible power into a image made like to corruptible man. You know what that's talking about? Let me get the picture right now. That's talking about Esau when they came up into power in Renaissance. Okay, the Renaissance age, around the late 1300s, early 1400s, or mid 1400s. You know, Renaissance age. They were in power. They ruled, and what they did is they changed the image of the Son of the Most High. All right, and made it as to an image onto this decrepit, defiled looking, wasted away man and simp of a man. This is what they changed. This is the corruptible image. Okay, when you go back and we read, it says, and change the glory of the uncorruptible, because Yahweh Shai is uncorrupt. He's perfect. When he came down here, he was in a corruptible body, but in the spiritual realm right now, he's sitting on the right hand throne of the Most High, of the Most High Yahweh, and he does not by far look like any of this. He does not look like this. All right, this is a corruptible man. This is a man that dies. This man goes back to Cesare Borgia. Okay, that's what this man goes back to. Cesare Borgia in the Renaissance, and that's how during the Renaissance age, right? Now, when you go look at this is what Yahweh Shai looks like according to the scriptures. Okay, and this looks like uncorruptible. This is an uncorruptible image. You see? This is more accurate. So that would be the Most High, right? If I'm mistaken. And then this, yeah, see this doesn't look corruptible. Okay? This looks uncorruptible. Right? This looks uncorruptible. You tell me how you're gonna destroy a man that looks like this. How are you gonna take down a man that looks like that? Or a man that this is uncorruptible. You can't do anything to a man that looks like this. Even if you saw a man that looks like this, you wouldn't dare to step up to him. You'd be afraid that he's gonna blast you away, that he's gonna do something to you. This is uncorruptible. Okay, and you got the precepts right here. Revelation 1, okay, chapter 1, verse 1, 13 to 15, and Daniel's 10 and 5. This is uncorruptible. But the image that we saw before is corruptible. Okay? And now you go, it says, and change the glory of the uncorruptible power into an image made like to corruptible man, and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. And that goes back into like the different gods that our people serve instead of Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. They serve a goat, where you got the goat of Amendez, right? You got the goat of Amendez that our people serve, right? Up in those people in the music industry, okay, and that are living up in Hollywood. They serve the goat of Mendez. There's Bohemian Grove, the owl, right? These are beasts. These are animals, four-footed animals, beast, instead of serving the Most High, right? And then it says, verse 24, wherefore Yahweh also gave them up unto uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, which the word heart goes back to the word lab in the Hebrew, which means your mind. So these entertainers were already, corrupted in their mind before they started getting into everything they did. And that's why they got into all the wickedness that they did, right? Into selling their soul and sleeping with young boys, okay? Young boys and sleeping with transgenders, utilizing transgenders, all right? Becoming all types of abomination, doing all types of abomination, right? It says to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. What do you think that means? That means sleeping with another man. Okay. This also, Salak, I'll actually keep reading, and then it says, who change the truth of Yahweh into a lie and worshipped and served the creature more than the creator, right? Who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause Yahweh gave them up unto vile affections. For even the women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. The natural use would be the use of a man. Okay, and they did it which is against nature, because man and woman is nature. But what's against nature is man and woman and woman. Right? And it says, and likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of a woman, burned in their lust towards one another. So, and you heard about Eddie Murphy, right? You also heard about LL Cool J, right? You also heard about P. Diddy, right? Sean Combs. These men were an example that this abomination, this abomination was talking about, and has experienced sleeping with these men, okay? Vile affections, man. It says, burned in their lust towards another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves the recompense of their error, which was meat. And that's what happens too, man, because these people, they're conscious, they get a guilty conscience, every now and again, because at the end of the day, they're still Israel, but they're so far gone, they're considered as heathens, so they're still gonna feel afflicted to some extent. That's why the scriptures say that in Daniel's, that some shall wake up to everlasting contempt. I'm gonna get that real quick, and I'm gonna close up because I do have to go back to work. Daniel's 12 and revise select. Select. Bear with me one moment. Okay. So at the start of Daniel 12:1, it says, and at that time shall Michael stand. Michael stand up in the great, stand up the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. And that's true, because we're coming into Jacob's trouble, right? And it's going to be a time that has never been seen before on the earth, right? And the people that will be delivered are the elect of Israel, okay? The elect men of Israel, including the 1/3. And then it says, verse 2, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, and some to everlasting life. So in the new kingdom, so when many of them that sleep, it means the people that are dead, okay, when all hell breaks loose, they shall wake up in the kingdom. And it says, many to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. So that's going to be 2/3 of Israel. They're going to wake up to shame and everlasting contempt. It doesn't mean they'll be forever, but it'll be for a long time. Because eventually, because really, when they come back in the kingdom, they're going to know everything. Right? They're going to know everything, and they're going to remember everything and what they've done in their past life while they were on the earth. So I'm just going the word everlasting just to prove that it doesn't mean forever, because they will eventually come out of that, and then, go back to, everything will be back to normal. So it says long duration, right? Everlasting, evermore, perpetual, old, ancient time, long time, right? So anyways, that was it on that. I have to go back to work, so just wanted to make this quick video on this. If brothers want to go check this out, you can just type it in on YouTube, LL Cool J, to finish up the interview with Tony Newman. So with that, I'm going to say Kahala Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakah Kadash, double honors to the apostles, the Yahweh's a great millstone, right? And salutation to the elect, pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. Abba Babal, Kwam Yashala, and I should say Shalawam.